What's going on, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, in this video, I want to talk to you about on-chain analysis, and what we're going to zero in on is the NVT ratio, or network value to transaction ratio. Okay, so this is basically a way of measuring the amount of underlying activity on the blockchain, or how the capital flows through it. And I'm going to show you what I look for with it, how it's performed in the past, and what I look for now as things have changed in the market, how I would look to trade this signal going forward. And I think you'll find it pretty interesting and useful for catching some interesting windows of opportunity in Bitcoin swings. All right, so we'll dive into that. And just a reminder, guys, we are running specials for fall. If you want to get into the room with us, get in on those Forex and crypto trades, you can get this special number one, $3.99. Or if you want to get the indicator by itself and take those trades that we show you on with the indicator, moneymaker, and slingshot, you can use the fall promo code for 40% off. So check that out. That special's running for a couple more days. All right, guys, let's dive into this video.
Trade Genius.
All right, guys, so this is basically Bitcoin above here and the NVT indicator down here. Now you can get this off of a trading view. There's a publicly available one that someone coded. Just look for NVT. So this uses on-chain analysis. So, with Bitcoin, it's cool because we have transparency now. We have all of the transactions on this network are visible through the public ledger. So it's completely different than any other commodity out there. Metals, things like that. We don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know how much is left, but with Bitcoin, that is all quantifiable. So what NVT is network value to transaction ratio. So it's the ratio of the Bitcoin market cap divided by the volume that's transmitted on chain. So, and for the most part, that volume isn't really payments, so to speak. It's more about investing, store value stuff, because first and foremost, that's what Bitcoin is a store value or a Gold 2.0 application. Now in the past, because there wasn't as much, let's say, exchange volume, and there was a better representation, I think, of highs and lows with NVT. So we have a high mark of 145 and a low mark of 50 for the ratio, and that used to do a pretty good job of pegging cyclical tops and bottoms. And that was pretty good. Now, getting into the more modern era, since 2017, that hasn't been as accurate. As you can see, we had this area here where it looked like Bitcoin was topping out, but that was really in the thick of the bear market, right? So you'd rather see readings that were lower. In other words, so basically the high to low part of this isn't as accurate as I would have liked to have seen it as it has been in the past. Okay, and I think a lot of that has to do with off-chain transactions, specifically at exchanges. One thing I will point to, though, is the signal line. So this indicator basically uses, to create the NVT line, it uses a 90-day average of the NTB ratio. Then you have a signal line, which is 13-period moving average. I'm not exactly sure what moving average this indicator uses, but it does a really good job of when we get cross ups or cross downs as a good indication, and it might be time to head for the exits on the current cycle. Now, what I really like is when we're in a bull market and we get the cross ups. So you see here, we had gotten a cross up here back in January. That was a beautiful entry point. And that was basically the basis for this huge bull move run that we've had. I'm calling this wave one of our current bull cycle. And so now we're starting to see the next opportunity of a cross to come in here. And again, we're expecting that this consolidation breaks to the upside. If you look at the areas where it's crossed down, this was obviously a big move down where it crossed here. Okay, that was a huge indication. It crossed here briefly, was a down week, and then it reversed higher. So you would basically, if you were taking a signal there, you would get out, and then it crossed back up here. Okay, so you would have entered there with your stop here, and that enjoyed some more upside. One thing to note, though, is that if you're making higher highs and NVT isn't going higher, that's a red flag. Okay, so NVT crosses back over, and ultimately that produces some downward bias slash chop that we've been in. So I'm actually kind of bullish on this formation here. This about looks like it's about ready to cross back up. Now it doesn't confirm until it crosses, but I would not be surprised if we see a big bar that resolves this to the upside. But again, I like it. I like these. These don't happen very often. It happens on the weekly, and we're on the precipice of one here. And there's a lot of other things that are building for the bullish case of an upside breakout here. So that's something to look at. NVT ratio on the chart. So once we get into these situations, that's where I drill down to the smaller time frames and I start looking for our moneymaker entries to really maximize the most efficient entry price for larger or higher time frame swings. Because as you can see, when these things do cross up, you can expect several weeks of upside moves. And I think where we are in the cycle here, that could translate into a month or two of upside move. So hope that helps, guys. Please hit like and subscribe. It really helps out our channel. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Trade Genius.